Before starting the video, do not forget to subscribe and press the like button to receive all new updates. Daryl Dixon. As we saw at the end of the Walking Dead series, how Daryl Dixon went and left his family in order to search for his friend Rick Grimes, whom he considered like his brother. Our story begins today from the Daryl Dixon series. It will continue for us the story of the search for Rick and what happened with Daryl during this trip. In the beginning, we see Daryl at sea washed ashore, and he begins to explore the area. He saw an old boat. He entered it and explored what was inside it. He found a picture and a voice recorder. He recorded his voice and wished to return to America. He said, "If I cannot return, I want them to know that I tried." So he carried a spear and began to wander, not knowing where he was going. By chance, he found an old place. He entered it and began to explore the place. There was a group of walkers, and a strong battle took place between them. Daryl escaped with minor injuries and a burn on his hand. Here the story begins with the appearance of Daryl walking in the remote forests, and while he was walking, he found a place where a girl and her old father lived. The girl was of French origins, but was fluent in the English language. He gave her a first aid kit in exchange for some apples. While they were having a conversation, two armed people entered and wanted to kidnap the girl. But Daryl helped them get rid of them, and while he was turning around, the old man came and hit him on the head. Then the nuns came and rescued Daryl, and they took him to the monastery to treat him, and the clip then shows Daryl sitting down and starting the conversation with him. "Isabel?" And then he looked out the window and found everyone was girls, except for the presence of one boy. He was surprised. He went to take a quick bath. Isabel entered him to bandage his wounds, and then he asked her about the boy. She told him that the orphan child, Laurent, grew up here, and she took him on a tour inside the church and told him about existing weapons and some of their history. She tells him that they can defend themselves if necessary, and then he goes out and sits outside and they give him food. And while he is sitting, the child comes to him and tells him that he is good at mathematics, science, music, and geography. One of the nuns comes and tells him that the recitations have begun and he must go. We return to the girl and the old man. A gang stops them and asks the old man about the two men, but he denies seeing them. Then they kill the old man and take the girl to show them where they are. We return to Daryl when he saw Laurent reading to one of the walkers in order to recover, and Isabel comes and interrupts his words and orders him to go to the park. Daryl becomes angry at the sight he saw, and Isabel begins to explain to him that you were waiting for him, that he is a messenger according to prophecy, and that she is tasked with delivering Laurent to be the new Messiah to lead the human renaissance. Isabel begins to present the plan that Pierre Jean had drawn up to smuggle Laurent, but he refuses and goes outside the church. On the way, he sees the gang going towards the church. He immediately hides and begins watching them. The leader entered the church and ordered his men to search for the American man. While they were searching, he found one of the men. One of the gang walkers called to his leader, and his leader ordered him to kill him. He hesitated at first, but he killed him. A fierce battle begins between them. They try to kill Isabel, but Daryl comes at the right time and defends her and hides. The nuns gather to defend each other and begin fighting, and here we are shown a scene of the gang leader and his friend searching for Daryl. Daryl is surprised and kills the leader's friend. A horrific battle begins between the gang leader and Daryl. Daryl falls to the ground. The leader almost kills him, and Isabel comes and saves him in time. Daryl hits the leader with a bullet and follows him to kill him, but he does not. Daryl returns to the church to see the damage it has sustained. He sees everyone killed, so he goes to Isabel and the mother talked to him about faith and that he was what he wanted. In conclusion, Daryl discovers that redemption and hope are the key to overcoming the darkness and turning to the light. Daryl finds himself facing difficult decisions, but he makes the right choice by sacrificing for the greater good and the safety of others. And so ends Daryl Dixon, in a film full of action, adventure, and personal transformation. The film leaves viewers inspired and excited for the remaining episodes. Subscribe to the channel to receive all new updates.